I have a lot of little leather pouches, whether I made them for costumes or just for toting things around every day. But of course, it's not enough. So let's make one. I'm going to start with a cutting mat so I can use the rotary cutter and get a nice straight edge. I'm going to cut a nice rectangle, but I'm not using any exact measurement here. Sometimes the leather won't quite separate, but that's okay. Just go over it again with the rotary cutter or with scissors. I'm also going to cut out the front of the pouch. It's going to be shorter than the back piece I just cut because the back piece also includes the flap that folds over the front. And they'll go like this. However, as you can see, the front part is a little long, so we're going to fix that. I'm just cutting off a little bit here. Don't worry, I won't waste that. We're going to use it later. And here we are. Now we're going to take a mallet and a hole punch. And on top of a block of wood, so we don't damage anything underneath, we're going to punch holes where all the stitches need to be. And now, before we sew it together, let's make the belt loops to go on the back. I want the belt loops to be straight, so I'm going to cut off this little wonky edge on the side of the strip of leather. And now I'm going to cut it in half to make 2 belt loops. And they'll attach just like so. Next, I'll have to hammer stitch holes in these as well. Time to sew them on. Now we're sewing the whole thing together. This can take quite a while, especially because once I go all around the entire thing, I like to go back and do it a second time. I think that it gives it a much cleaner look and makes it feel a lot more secure. And because I've sewn it inside out so that the seams are on the inside and not visible, I'm going to flip it the right way. And here is a button. I'm going to mark where I want the button, right in the middle there. Don't want to make any more holes than I need to. And I'm going to sew it on. And I don't like how far the flap bulges out there, so I'm just going to snip a little bit of that off. Now let's get the cutting mat out again so we can use the rotary cutter to make a nice and straight buttonhole. And it works quite nicely. Now we're going to need to punch holes around the perimeter of it. It will make it like a drawstring bag. Once you've marked where you want your holes, start punching them in. Okay, let's get some string. I'm using round leather cording here. Now pull it tight and make sure that both sides are relatively even. Tie a knot so that you're sure the bag can expand fully, and then cut off the excess. The chalk will rub off eventually. Now, I still think that the flap there looks a little weird, so I'm going to try and fix that and make it a little thinner. And it's finished. All that's left to do is put some cool things in it. Time for it to join its family.